Let's go.
Great. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. So let's have a small journey, basically. So what does it mean net zero, and what does it mean as like a design technology leader to talk about it? So we have to understand what kind of impact it has on design and what are the right technologies we have to choose and maybe to create in a way. So design technology means for us that we support projects with appropriate methods, tools, and that we as well do inventions in a way, figure out what are the appropriate new processes that we can embed in our design projects, basically. And when we look at first at what we did in a way in the past from a design strategy perspective, I mean, what interests us, like repurposing a building like this let's say relic in a way, that's definitely something that's interesting, not only from a CO2 but as well from a historical point of view. But sometimes we have as well to think about what is the function of a project in a way. What's the typology? A hospital like that one in Zurich, a children's hospital, basically is all about, let's say, having a sustainable and flexible structure that can grow and change over time. So with that, basically, we have to think about what are appropriate material systems, and maybe think about as well, how can we design a building together with the engineers that is as flexible, can take loads, but maybe it reduces weight in the slabs in a way that we combine it with prefab wooden structures in a way that we have an effective building in a way. And sometimes as architects, we're as well interested in the material. So when you look at that project, that is a herb cutting center for a Swiss candy production facilities. Clay is really something that is very interesting as a performance for the building, but as well as a material and aesthetical reasons. And one of the projects that basically triggered from the design and from the technology side a lot in the office is the HORTUS project. So from Latin, the garden, from the developer Sen out of Switzerland. It's the House of Research, Technology, Utopia and Sustainability. And the interesting thing here is that it changed the way how the project was developed in a way. That not only normative benchmarks were introduced, but as well the client in a way wanted us to undergo and even to reach as possible, let's say, a very effective building in terms of here building energy. But so in a way, for that, you have to develop strategies, obviously, integrated PV panels, natural ventilation, how to bring in the biodiversity into the building. This is like what basically a sketch you would do normally as well in that project. But the real radical move here in a way is that it moves already from day one to, let's say, a very refined level of detail in a way on what you think about. Like what is the material, how's the construction, how's the process, and you move between very coarse design in a way, like from a building to very detailed constructions at the same time. And then this is like a close collaboration in a way about really figuring out what is the most performative systems that creates this architecture. So in a way, we have to really be open and maybe change the way our design process is, and at the same time the tools we use in a way from a design technology point of view. So thinking about that, we really have to be in a way creative and find new ways of how do we basically not only let's say calculate that, but as well how we as well kind of construct these things, materials like clay, bringing that, like turning it upside down, that is like a prefab product in a way that you can bring on site that has this performative, let's say, adds that value to the project. But the interesting thing where we now jump to the design technology part in a way is how do you fabricate that? And there the interesting thing is that robotic fabrication in a way opens up new possibilities for bringing again a material that with clay that is very manual in a way to another level that may be something that is in a way mass constructible, at least to a certain degree. And this is where we as well started building up our building analytics team in a way to really have to provide that as a fundamental part of the design process, that we from early on understand and provide the right tools in a way to simulate, to understand in architectural practice, what does it mean? And there it's really comes to our side as well. So where's the complexity? Can we really, when we calculate a building that maybe is 50 to 100 years, is like a sequestration, can we take that into account? Is the formula right? Is the training set of an AI maybe right, basically? So it's really, there are a lot of complex questions, and maybe we have to find simple solutions to be able in an early design phase to make really the right decisions. So it's not only about CO2, there are a lot of more things that we have to as well take into account, but biodiversity, really like the pollution and all these things. And therefore we need to create simple tools for that an architect in the design process very easily can basically understand, navigate, make the right decisions in a way. And therefore the simplicity of that is like introducing the learning process into that. And very important point here is that we don't create black boxes in a way. So we have to be transparent, we have to understand, we have to educate ourselves, we have to share in a way. So that's something like that format is, let's say, a great platform for each of us, as we heard already before, and I guess we'll hear later. And the key is like collaboration. So time is running. So it's the decade that makes the most difference, like until 23. So we have to be open, share, and I think be open all over the industries in a way. And I'm happy to be on that journey with you all together. Thanks a lot.